Welcome to Reinventing the Tattoo. This is the Monday morning Reinventing drawing group. And until I click a button, I am going to hear myself. So you have to give me 1 second. This is a great time to let me know if this is working for you in the chat room. And if it is, maybe leave a comment on where you're beaming in from and maybe tag a friend who likes tattoos. So as I was saying earlier, this is the Reinventing the Tattoo drawing group, Monday morning editions, Monday morning here on the East Coast, 9 o'clock. Every Monday morning, we invite artists from all around the world to join in. So if you are interested, you can go to either of the app stores, Google or Apple, and download the Reinventing the Tattoo app, or go straight to community.reinventingthetattoo.com. And when you log in, there's an events link. It's the very first link because it's the core, one of the pillars of the Reinventing community, and you'll see the event schedule. And there's actually, you know what? Why don't I can even fire it up here. Do a little screen sharing action, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, screen share. Voila. So you'll see here the Reinventing the Tattoo app. This is the home screen here. Excuse me. If you click on events, then you'll see all of the shows. This is last night's show. We have the early bird Monday Reinventing drawing group and artists. You can zoom in. Now we can't share these links around because then spammers get them. And if you just simply want, so please join in, click the buttons, and point the camera at your artwork, and then we could talk. And I don't actually create any art, and Kier is sick this morning, so please definitely join. And then let's see what we have a ton of other shows to see. We have the live art class with Gage coming up tonight. This is for subscribers only, but it is a very reasonable price to get access to Guy and to get critiqued. You get your exercises critiqued every Monday by Guy. It's like going to the art dojo. It's out of control. We have drawing groups Tuesdays at 10 a.m. with Ricardo. The Tattoo Collecting podcast is Thursdays at noon. Oh, I gotta add in. Here we go. Also, this is where, this is the Reinventing Tattoo Business Roundtable. I usually do Tattoo Now interviews at noon on Wednesdays. But I had to take a week or two off for the show. And now I need to catch up on editing. I got some great interviews with Shanghai Kate and a couple other people that, Christian Perez. Okay, Reinventing the Tattoo Business Roundtable meeting every third Wednesday at noon. The Reinventing the Tattoo Business course members, we get together. We have an agenda. So we try to model an executive level meeting as best as we can with agendas and recaps. There is an apprentice type or hopeful who is helping us keep track of all of these things and documenting it, which is great. Anyways, if you go to courses.reinventingthetattoo.com, check out the sorry, I'm getting text blasting in here. Check out the free lessons. And then we meet every third Wednesday. The Brussels Tattoo Convention is happening, but it is not happening for Reinventing. We're not getting over there. But if you are in Brussels then, or in Europe, you should definitely catch up with it. The Hell City Tattoo Festival is next May 20th to the 22nd. We have to add a couple more things here. Maybe I'm going to read this off of the script because I've got some other events that we want to talk about. February 5th and 6th is the Reinventing the Tattoo live from Red Tree / the True Tube compound out in Columbus, Ohio. We'll have art jam seminars. More info is on the way. That's February 5th and 6th. Then April 11th to the 13th in New Hampshire is the first Inspiring Tour. It's going to be at the at a bed and breakfast up in New Hampshire, Sam O'Reilly House. And the teachers will be Nick Baxter and Sean Barber. It's going to be pretty amazing. There's only going to be 5 or 6 spots. So the ticket price is a little bit higher, but it's very limited so that we could all slow down and really immerse ourselves in the environment. And then the first seminar or one of the seminars will be with Nick, plein air painting. The next day or the previous day, Sean and Barbara will be doing a portrait painting class. And then the third day, they will be doing a tattoo. So if you're interested in getting a collaborative tattoo from Sean or Nick, or you're interested in being part of the curriculum for the 5 or 6 people, then email gabe@tattoonow.com, and I might actually be working on the website in the background. Looks like we do have some artists that are beaming in, which is great because they could draw way better than I can. I'm just going to talk a little bit about some of our regular events that are coming up and check to see if this is working. Yes, like I said, if this is working for you, please let us know in the chat rooms, because that's part of one of my jobs right now, is to actually test at the same time. Oh, okay, so we have regular events every week here on the Reinventing the Tattoo app or channel, wherever you're watching from. Every Sunday at 1 o'clock is a Reinventing drawing group like this with Jason Leeser. All these times are in Eastern Standard Time. So 1 p.m. is a drawing group every Sunday. 9 p.m. every Sunday is the Tattoo Weekly with Lauren Gregory, Jake Meeks, and I'm Gabe Ripley, Miss Meeting. Mondays at 9 o'clock in the morning is the Early Bird Drawing Group with Kier, although this morning I'm kind of leading because she is sick for the day. Mondays at 9 p.m. is the Subscribers Exercise with Guy Aitchison. Tuesdays at 10 a.m. a drawing group with Ricardo. Wednesdays at 12 noon is the Tattoo Now Show. Thursdays, 10 a.m. is a Subscribers Exercise Fundamentals with Kier. All skill levels and apprentices are encouraged for the Thursday 10 a.m. Thursdays at 12 noon is the Tattoo Collecting Podcast. And if you are overwhelmed by all of the programming that we have, if you want to keep it simple, you can go to Reinventing 24/7, Reinventing247.com, and it is pretty simple. It'll take you straight to, actually, I'll do this whole screen share thing again. I'm like taxing my internet here, so it might take a little while to load up here, but we'll see. It is a full, it looks like a little, kind of like a little network here. We've got 5 channels going at any given time. So like I was saying, if you just surf straight to Reinventing 24/7, we've got, this is a Hunter Spanks Traditional Tattooing in Modern Times, so Reinventing the Tattoo podcast. We have replays of the different drawing groups. This is, oh, that's cool. We have art jam channels. This is the first global biomech party. Oh, that's the one that I just clicked on. The Tattoo Collecting podcast. This is number 17. I think they're on 50 now. And they always have awesome tattoo collectors. And then we have a Spanish channel. So we've collected all of the Hablamos de Arte. There's a couple other panels and whatnot that are in Spanish. So yeah, so there's always a channel going. So that's Reinventing 24/7 for all of the art jams and all of the replays. Actually, if you scroll down to the bottom of that page and you are a tattooer, then there's a form and you can get a soon-to-be famous Reinventing the Tattoo goodie bag. It's got Cheyenne cartridges, it's got raw pigment samples, it's got Dermalyze samples or D-Lyze Pro in the United States. Thank you, International Copyright. But yes, so that's a Reinventing 24/7. It's got all the programming anytime. Scroll down to the bottom and you can get the samples. It goes to, you have to put in your shop address though, because these are tattoo supplies. Okay, last but certainly not least, I'd like to talk about how you can support these shows. They are free because people are purchasing professional development packages and supporting our sponsors. So let's see. We've got courses.reinventingthetattoo.com to purchase the subscription. It includes the full canon that Guy Aitchison has been editing for over 25 years, includes guest chapters, and again, these Monday exercises. It's like going to the art dojo. And all these drawing groups are great, but having a focused time to work with Guy in a manner that is deliberate is, I mean, it's doing amazing things to the people who go. Okay, inkjetstencils.com, where you do your tattoo prep on your computer or your iPad, and then you get one of the eco-refillable tanks. I think they're using Epson's, and they have the ink and the papers where you could just print out your stencils. You adjust it a little bit, you get it perfect, and then people love it. So inkjetstencils.com. There's a lot of videos out there to check it out. And yeah, okay, so let's see. On the Instagram, Interstate Ink LA. This is a tattoo shop run by Church. You might know him from his awesome realistic, he does a lot of cool realistic tattoos. He also does shoes. He's got I don't know, maybe the Converse or Vans. I don't know. I'm not a shoe guy, but they fucking look awesome. He paints them up. They're all realistic. They're great. In any event, his shop is clean and sober. They're very supportive of that lifestyle. So if you are talented and are in recovery, or you should be in recovery, or you know somebody that's wicked talented and they can't stay in your spot any longer because they really need to be in recovery, get them over to LA to Church. He has a full support system and he wants people to succeed. Or if you just want to get tattooed in that environment, or if you just want to get a sick ass realistic tattoo, check out at Interstate Ink LA because they are in Los Angeles. Rawpigments.co is an ink company that has acrylic free ink so they don't dry out in an ink cup. As I was saying, reinventing247.com down at the bottom, you can get some samples from Raw Pigments, and then you don't even have to listen to us talk about it. You can just try them out. But you can also listen to a lot of the interviews with people that are talking about them. They're great. Okay, worldtattooevents.com is the most comprehensive website that lists all of the information for tattoo conventions. Actually, I mean, most comprehensive resource. I don't think there's another that has as many tattoo convention listings and dates. And as you can imagine right now, it's changing rapidly. Check out worldtattooevents.com. Alex is also doing history of tattoo conventions and the future of tattoo convention panels and podcasts. We have a really awesome one that he just did at the BYOB come up. Okay, a couple more, but we want to thank all of these sponsors. Again, they make this stuff happen. And this is a perfect time to tag any of your friends that like tattoos or art or might be interested in zooming in and or hit the stories or whatever. Okay, Delize Pro in the United States is known as Dermalize worldwide, and they are a healing wrap that is designed to heal wounds. So if you're still using saran wrap, just understand saran wrap is designed to not breathe specifically, whereas the Delize Pro, the healing wrap, is specifically designed to breathe, as that's what your body needs to heal, is oxygen and stuff. But it seals out any of the bad stuff. Anyways, check out their videos. They're Delize Pro, Dermalize. Actually, hold on a second. I have a magazine here, and it's really easy to plug a sponsor in a magazine here. We've got a whole mess of people that are using their stuff here, so you can do a search for it. This is a total tattoo magazine. They did a full article, The Future of Tattoo Conventions. I was just talking about with Alex. They made a full article, put it up in the magazine. So I want to thank Total Tattoo for that. Okay, lastly, Tattoo Now. I am a computer geek. I do websites and search engine optimization for tattooers. If you have a website with us and you want an upgrade, let me know. Otherwise, I am starting to take on some new clients. So tattoonow.com, Gabe at tattoonow.com, the founder and inspiration of Reinventing the Tattoo and the author of the majority of the book. Like I said, he's got a lot of guest chapters. But Guy Aitchison, GuyAitchison.com. If you don't know his work, you absolutely need to. Not only is it stellar because he has a very focused dedication to arts and the craft, but again, by making stuff like this happen, he just has an amazing community of artists who love to collaborate and share with each other. So anyways, GuyAitchison.com, he has all sorts of stuff. I am going to see what's going out here. Oh, look, okay, we have Paul and Sean are in and join. So maybe if you guys want to take turns and introduce yourselves, but let's, I think this is, Sean, you seem familiar, but I'd love to get a refresher, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who are just tuning in for the first time. So,
yeah, I'm Sean. Started tattooing about 10 years ago, had a 2-year apprenticeship. Kind of fell out of it for a while. Had some other issues I need to do a fix first. And so this past year, I've been doing nothing but restarting back up and up on my education and doing it right this time.
Awesome. And whereabouts are you located? So you're seeking an apprentice? You are an apprentice?
No, I already had an apprenticeship.
Okay, cool.
Just furthering my education. I found
Awesome.
You never stop learning too much, you know.
You should never stop learning. Absolutely. And that's one of the things that definitely separates out people over the years is the ones that are dedicated to, furthering themselves, and it's because it's not comfortable. But awesome. Well, thanks again for tuning in. And you've tuned into these before?
Yeah.
Awesome. Very cool. And Paul.
Hi, can you hear me?
Perfectly. Oh, you're familiar. You've also tuned in before.
Yeah, sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah, I had 2 jobs, like call center and tattooing. Now I'm only tattooing. I was working in a tattoo shop like 1 year ago, but since like 6 months, I've been working here. So trying to do like good paintings, because drawing, like I have it, but with the paint, it's pain for me. So I'm working on that, studying a lot of biomech, because that is the thing that I want to do. But here in Colombia, we don't have like too much people interest. So I'm trying to do like sketches and designs for tattoo conventions, for people see like this biomech thing, because I'm tired of see the you go to a tattoo convention in Colombia and it's all Japanese, traditional, new
Sure.
traditional, but you don't see new school, you don't see like something strange, something new. I'm tired of seeing the same things, and it's good, it's okay, but I don't like it. So I'm trying to fight with that, but here is hard, because I feel like alone we are like 2 or 3 guys that we do that, but they don't go to the tattoo conventions and they don't talk to each other, so it's more harder.
Yeah. Well, there is a secret, and it works nearly every time, almost everywhere. If you make artwork that is so fucking badass that it's undeniable, then people are like, I want that.
Yeah.
And it might take years, but if you just keep working at it and keep making awesome things, then people will want to get it. And to your point, if there's like if everybody's getting kind of the same things and you could set yourself apart, you might find sometimes that could be an advantage, because instead of competing amongst everybody that's doing similar styles, all you really need is what, 30 or 40 people in a clientele, getting larger work, and then you're all done. So cool. Well, I'm excited to see your work too. Can you point your camera at your artwork?
I'm sketching.
Cool. Awesome.
Starting sketch.
And Amy, welcome back.
Hey, good morning. Can you hear me?
We could hear you, although if you had headphones with a microphone, we could hear you better. And if you switched your phone horizontal, we get more on the camera.
Nice.
It is a beautiful painting, and if that's hard to do, then you don't have to worry about it. Oh yeah, it's going to work though. Okay, now shake it around a little. Almost.
I have earphones in, but I don't have.
Maybe if your phone goes the other way, it's not quite, or shake it, it's not quite. Or maybe you have a screen lock on.
I might. You know me and tech, Gabe. This is a problem.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. This is what I can do. The rest of this, I can't.
No, it's great. That's a wicked cool looking painting there. How long have you been working on it?
Since Paradise. I started it there, and I'd really like to wrap it up, because I've been promising it to my girlfriend for a while. And yeah, she's coming back in November. She's in Florida right now, so I want to have it available to her when she gets back. But this is a game of layering, because I'm choosing to use really, really cheap acrylic paint. But I kind of like it because it slowly builds. And yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of like a nitpicker, and like I like to kind of obsess about it and bring out the color as I go. So this is something that is very meditative for me, which makes painting portraits of animals even more fun. I mean, as if their little faces weren't enough. But yeah, like I just really I don't know. And I like the hyper color because it kind of gives a sense of like the aura of the animal and something that's more interesting than just doing a straight up portrait. Yeah. So I try to make it fun for me, and people have really liked it. This is something I started doing during COVID. Was doing pet portraits for people, and it kind of took off. People really liked them, so I'm enjoying it a lot. And
Awesome.
I don't necessarily tattoo like this. I can, but maybe it'll evolve into something that I tattoo similarly to. I do tattoo with a lot of color, but this is kind of its own thing that might evolve into something else. I don't know, but I'm happy to be here this morning.
Awesome, thanks. Yeah, now, Paul, you said you were interested in learning more about painting. Which mediums are you thinking of? Are you in oils or in acrylics or?
I like oils and acrylics too, but I try more oils.
Yeah, cool. And have you checked out many seminars or many different teachers' methods at all? Or?
I'm studying one guy from, I don't know if you know this page, is called Domestica. It's a page with they teach like techniques and things from paintings. I'm studying some oils there.
Awesome.
I saw some videos from Guy where
Cool.
he teach how to put like rays and they do like a bio painting.
Awesome.
What else?
I'm looking at this Domestica right now. This is cool.
Yeah, that paint looks awesome.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. I'm gonna find some links in the community. We have some of the replays from the virtual tattoo gatherings. So last year when we did a couple of virtual things, Matt Hurtado did an oil painting class. So we've got a couple of replays from. Stop. Sorry, my computer's being weird.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna share the screen here, just for everybody, obviously. But let's see. I'm gonna surf here and find our library, and then let's see videos.
I don't know if I'm still like a paid subscriber because I buy 1 year, but I don't know if that's.
You should. This is all in the free section.
Okay.
So we have a bunch of art jams here, including some bio ones, but I'm looking for, keep scrolling down, the virtual tattoo gathering on demand.
Okay.
And so we've got here a whole mess of awesome videos. I can't believe we don't talk about these more. So we've got painting a skull with Sean Barber, painting a donut with Christina Ramos, Matt Hurtado Oils 101. This is like a straight up, I think it's a sphere. I think those are the major ones, but so those are,
Yeah, Sean Barber is
Here we are.
awesome painter.
Hold on, there's more. Do you try to give the illusion of detail?
So we did this live with Q&A. I can't believe my fucking bed's in the background. Well, my spare bed. But
unfortunate that I do sell.
I will check that.
Wow. Hey, Melissa, how goes it? Oh, Amy, were you talking to somebody in the background?
No, I said I can believe that your bed's in the background. I have that affliction too.
I lost a sponsor because of that once.
I know, but you got to start somewhere, and it was never meant to be, I guess.
Well, what I did is they were like, "Is that your bed in the background?" I'm like, who I'm fucking talking to? I switched my camera around. So after that, my bed was not in the background anymore. Although, I'll shoot. You want to see a secret? Look at that shit.
Is it still there?
She would never know. Instead, you're looking at Reinventing.
Oh my God. That's hilarious. Hilarious.
So, Melissa, thanks for joining us.
How it goes?
Fantastic. That looks pretty cool. What you got going on there?
I am finally, after years of major procrastination and just having too much on my plate, doing my first round of merch. So
Awesome.
this
Okay.
is my little mascot that I dreamt up probably about 2-3 years ago. And I'm just now redoing him for like the first round of t-shirts and tank tops and that kind of thing.
Cool. Sounds awesome. Do you have people that you, well, I guess this is the first time, do you have people that have been recommended, or you just kind of shooting in the dark? Or I always get so stressed out when I'm trying to get merch.
For now, I'm doing the online print on demand thing. I've checked out a few of the local shops, but they only have up to like screen printing, and this is a bit more than screen printing I think can handle for a decent price.
Mm.
So I'm thinking I'm just going to do the print on demand to start and get like some of it, buy some of it to bring it in shop. My shop is pretty closed off right now just because of all the pandemic crap and the fact that I'm compromised and all that stuff. So I only have like my clients that come in plus consultations. Everything's appointment only. So a print on demand is more feasible currently, with me not having to handle all the extra traffic and stuff.
Sure. Okay. So Brian Dew in the chat room. Let's see. This is the Reinventing YouTube chat room. Please, if you're wherever you're watching from, go subscribe to the Reinventing the Tattoo YouTube. It's brand new, so we're nearing that 1,000 subscriber mark. So it would be awesome to do that. Okay. So let's see. Brian Dew says, I was looking to buy the printer EcoTank 8550 woodwork inkjet ink. So Brian, you should go and email or check with Donna from inkjetstencils.com about specific printers. They do have a Facebook group, so you can go to the Inkjet Stencils Facebook group, or just go straight to the website and then shoot them a call or an email. They probably also list off the printers that work, that play nice with their stuff.
Gabe, I have a question from the Injecta Stencils ink. You have to buy like a new printer, and
I believe the printer is dedicated.
Is a special printer, or is like
No,
whatever?
so the printers they're specific printers, but they're not special. So they're basically the Epson Eco refillable tanks. So it's like you could keep pouring the inks in and refill the ink tank as opposed to putting in cartridges left and right. And then they have small, regular size printers that are like that. And then they do actually have oversized printers that are like that. And I do believe that once you start using your printer for stencils, you want to keep that printer dedicated to stencils because it's got the inks and all that.
I started using one of those last year. I had the ETM 1170 recommended to me, and I went and checked all the reviews on it, and it was like one of the best printers to do it with. I think when you're deciding to pick one, staying simple is a lot better. Staying away from the big fancy ones, multicolored. This one has been phenomenal and working great for me.
Let me plop that in the chat room here. What was the
what paper do you use? You use like normal paper or the paper for?
No, so if you buy a pack or a package from them, they'll give you like 2 reams of paper, a bottle of the ink, and like a manual on how to get started and do it and everything. It's really nice.
Okay.
Basically, all you got to do is design your stuff on your tablet and then hit print. Personally, I haven't been able to figure out how to hit print from my tablet, so I have to throw it into Photoshop on my laptop. But I kind of like to do that anyways, because then you can play around with your design in Photoshop first before printing it off.
What was that printer? I want to type it in. If you could say it slowly, because I'm not the quickest. I'm in the chat room.
Yeah, so it was the ETM 1170.
This is an Epson?
Yeah, it's the Epson. So there was a bunch of them out there that just do one color. They all almost look the same, but out of all of them, like this was the one that worked the best. It pretty much for its class is at the top of its game from what I could see anyways.
Also, you just save people a lot of time and effort trying to figure it
Yeah,
out.
well, I had a guy on Facebook totally help me out, man, and saved me a lot of money, like trying to discover and everything.
You know, I mean, while we're on, I'm gonna fire up the, there's a video of Andre Malcolm making a full back piece. So let's see here, sponsors and stencils.
Because here in Colombia we have like, I don't know if you know, like the old printers that use like Word for print, and we're like that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. We use it here. We use like the traditional paper for tattoo, not the printer tattoo paper, like the you use for do it manual. And you put it in the printer, and with the word they put the stencil on it,
Yeah.
and are more cheaper. The printers are like $30 or 40 or something like that.
Yeah.
Because if you want to buy like a pro printer for ink for stencil, it costs like 900 or 800,000, 800, yeah, something like that.
800 to 1,000, yeah.
Thermal faxes.
Yeah, really cheaper, really cheap.
Yeah, that's so like, what is it? Is it in a cartridge? And then you put that in, and then like the worm makes your stencil?
No, you don't put like the stencil ink. You only put because they work with worm, with worm. So when you put the a normal paper, and behind you take the, I don't know how you say this, tape. This is tape in English.
Yeah, it's electrical tape.
Yeah, you put like a tape behind the paper, and you put the paper, normal paper, first, and behind the other. And when they print, behind is the stencil done.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've
really
really had that done before.
in Colombia.
Yeah. I think before I got this, I was just doing them by hand, getting the freehand paper. I really like how your stencils turn out when you do that. You can, if you mess up, you can use that thing like 5 different times before you got to get a new one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fire up this video of so this is Andre.
Take a picture of you standing there. I'll let you take your mask off.
Andre's
That's
a fucking
really big printer.
We're selling 2
Yeah.
million sheets of paper a month.
I will show you mine. It's really old.
Actually, let me just get this full thing going here. Sorry, I'm gonna screen share this one more time real quick just to get the end of that. It's fucking huge.
This is all.
So, sorry, give me 2 seconds to finish this one. Look at that. Okay,
You can print the whole thing out, a whole back piece out, and
that was the whole back. He's been printing back pieces and sleeves.
yeah.
Okay, so let's see what you got.
This is a new technology from printer.
Nice.
Oh wow.
You see that is very old. It's like from the 90s or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
was gonna say, I think we had one of those in the early 90s.
That's awesome that that you could repurpose them though, for sure. It's amazing how like 5 years, 10 years ago, they were so expensive. Like the whole setups were completely different story. I just remember trying to find somebody to fix the Thermofax at one point. It was, near impossible. It wasn't near impossible, but it was not easy.
Yeah, well, it was even hard just getting one of those. Like every time I go and check it out on like the supply stores and stuff, they're always sold out. I think they actually just recently re-upped their stock of them, and the price has dropped from like, what was it, like $1,200 or something like that to like eight or nine now.
It's amazing how technology is making things more accessible, more affordable. That's one of the things I love about it, for sure.
Yeah, I used to spend almost a day on like making my stencils, and now
Oof,
I
a
just
lot of a lot of time doing that. And then the client, no, I want it more bigger.
Yeah, you gotta love that.
All right. So what's everybody, should we do a round where people are pointing off and talking about what they're working on, or what's, we got a topic, a question, anything in the chat room people want to talk about? We got plenty of interesting stuff that we can talk about that we have for sale, but we should talk about other things.
Yeah. I guess I can go first. Just take all the stuff I'm working on right now off of here and show you what I kind of had to start off with.
Sean, what colors do you use? What what kind of eternal or
Yeah, I use a lot of Eternal stuff. I started off a long time using them, a long time ago, and
you prove,
they work
but
really
you have
well.
proof other but like or famous or dynamic or
Yeah, no, I use Eternal. But recently I went and got a cover up on my chest done by a friend. His dad's the one that gave me my apprenticeship and everything. And he introduced me to a line called Fantasia.
Fantasia.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. I mean, the second I got the tattoo done, I looked down at my chest and I knew it was something different that I hadn't seen before. The colors are so bright. And I think he actually said, like, back when Eternal was first starting off, like it was one of the guys that had a hand in it or something. And he kind of just broke off and did his own thing. But instead of doing like a powder based pigment, they use a liquid based pigment. So the ink ends up being easily workable. It's a lot easy to work with.
It's more fluid. It's not like more dense like Eternal, because Eternal is like more dense, no?
Yeah,
ink.
I think it's because they use a lot more acrylic or something in their stuff. So if you leave it out for a little bit, they dry up. I think to combat that, they started handing out little bottles of a liquid solution that you're supposed to pour like a drop or two in each cap. I really haven't done that. I just kind of work with them and go. If they dry out on me, I just pour a whole new cap.
Okay, I will search. Is Fantasia with PH or?
Yeah, I'm not sure how it's spelled, but yeah, it's just Fantasia, like the Disney movie, I guess.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to use them yet. I have a lot of ink and I'd like to go through it before I decide to buy a whole bunch more.
Did you try Dermaglobe?
The what?
Dermaglobe.
Oh, Dermaglow? Yeah, no, I haven't.
But you hear it before?
Dermaglow?
Yeah.
Vaguely. Yeah, no, I haven't seen that.
They use it a lot in Europe.
Yeah.
You have to try it.
Or they used to. Who knows what's going to happen? Eh?
Yeah, no doubt. I
Although
thought they kind of settled that, and then it looks like it all started up again.
I mean, it's the major players that be are going to tussle around for a little bit until it settles. It sounds like World Famous has a set of inks now that's
Bueno.
compliant.
Yeah. Yeah, I just bought a couple bottles of their ink, and it's all right.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because I know each company, especially like back in the day, it used to be true. Like if you had a really good ink set put together, it was made up of different companies. You know, remember like if you wanted a really good yellow, you used to go to Starbright for their canary yellow, but now like Eternal has their lightning yellow and it's just as good.
Sure.
Yeah. I think I stayed a lot between Eternal, Starbright, and Intense.
And Melissa and Amy, what are you using for, if you care to talk about some
So
of your
I have used Fusion for a long time. I started off with Eternal. And then I went to Intense for like a brief period. And then I've been with Fusion for like the last 3-4 years. And I'm actually stepping out into raw pigments right now just to give them a go with some of the sets that, or some of the colors that don't settle as nicely as I would like them to in the Fusion stuff. So I'm giving raw a try in both their gray wash, their white, and then their black, and then they're like super dense black. And I haven't finished something and seen it come back yet. I've done a few pieces with the raw, but I haven't, like, I've got a lot of big stuff in the works right now. So it's hard to switch when you're in the middle of a big piece.
Sure. Actually, I guess that's a good question or a good follow-up question, which is, you know, how do you like appropriately and responsibly like experiment with new tools while you're like trying to do a perfect tattoo on somebody?
Right. So for me, like I've got this big back piece cover up. I was working on it a couple of months ago in the drawing sessions, and I'm finally starting that this coming Wednesday. And it's a long-term client, and it's kind of a discounted rate. So it's one of those like, he's kind of letting me do my thing. I'm doing this massive cover up on him. It's a full back piece. And so we kind of work together in that regard. I'm able to try out new techniques. He still gets amazing work, and it's not, you know, he's not paying a standard rate. He's paying just slightly below that to be able to kind of play with things and try some new stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
At least that's how I do it. I have a lot of long-term clients that are just like, yeah, you know, whatever you want to do, let's go.
Nice.
So it's nice in that sense.
I wanted to share. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm using World Famous for the most part right now, just because of well, a lot of things. I don't necessarily think, like Fawn just said, that our clients are mostly concerned with it, mostly because there is an assumed risk involved with tattooing, regardless, because you're opening up the skin. And as long as I've been doing tattoos, the kind of people who get them don't typically tend to be asking those questions. What I have been recommended, though, is by a lawyer to, and as a business idea itself, is to include in your waiver, if not a completely separate sheet, a binding arbitration form that basically keeps you from, you know, like keeps them from suing you and seizing all of your assets and things, that you have to settle this thing outside of court if it were to ever go to something like that, and that they have to basically assume risk in doing something like tattooing.
That should be in the standard release form.
Correct.
Like,
It's not.
Well, it was definitely in our standard release, but like the part of, I mean, the whole point of from my understanding, and definitely from where we were, the whole point of the release form is you're literally released. That's what it is. It's a
I
release
know,
of
but
responsibility. And, we
I
pretty much stated that, if you get infected and die, it's like it's on you.
well,
Um,
if it hasn't been looked at a lawyer and doesn't have the jargon, that's what I did. I had a lawyer look
Sure.
at my standard release form, and he said, in Maryland, this would probably have more weight than in other states because there isn't a license here. Like people are assuming risk for this. He's like, but you do yourself a good favor to have a binding arbitration form that they sign separately that really lets them know, and that way you can have a further conversation with your client, basically saying like, hey, if anything goes awry, let me know. I would like to know about that before you basically, it's all like a first tier, I think, of qualification of the client. If somebody refuses to sign something like that, that's not somebody I want to work with anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I would absolutely always
I
recommend
want
people
to,
check the lawyer. Obviously, a lot of people are just kind of like copying a release form from like the last shop that they were at or finding one online. And to your point, like making sure that whatever release form you have in your studio is appropriate for that state and maybe county,
yeah,
but most likely state. But yeah, like I said, for us, like that was the point of our release form, and we definitely had a lawyer field it at times because well, yeah, like I mean, the whole point is that a tattoo is a spot where you're opening somebody's body up. They can get infected. We have no idea how they're gonna. We probably know they're likely to go home and sleep with their dog afterwards. And
Right.
we definitely made sure that it was, again, that is the point of a release form, is that the client is releasing the responsibility. And yeah, you want to make sure that it's worded perfect for especially these days.
yeah. And as
It's a
far
good.
as the inks, I mean, I think a lot of that falls on the ink company, to be quite frank about it. Like their manufacturers is something that has to have MSDS sheets. They have to have, they have to know their shit. And as far as like FDA approval, World Famous is the only one to date that is, whatever that means. So that's kind of why I've camped there. I do have some inks that I prefer from other brands just because I can't find them World Famous. There's only like a handful of those that I ever speckle into my tattoos, but I did kind of camp on World Famous just because of that, just to kind of pick that box off. I think it's kind of sad because people have been getting tattooed for a really long time. There's still people getting tattooed in other countries where there's no protocols even observed, and like not that it's great, but it's one of those things where I think that when you mass produce something, for me, the responsibility I take is that the person is really genuinely wanting this tattoo. They're willing to take the time and energy. I make them wait for a really long time to get it. We have very thorough consultations. I go over everything that I can possibly think of, make sure they're clear. I pace them. We formulate relationships. Like Fawn said, they're long-term clients that are really dedicated to not only getting a tattoo, but formulating a relationship and having an experience. So it's so much more than just getting a little banger or walking into a place and picking something off the wall. I don't allow for any of that in the way that I work, and I haven't for a very long time. So for me, that's kind of how you avoid a lot of that problems, is that you take your time and pace it and make sure that there's a lot of integrity in everything that you do. That's just, I mean, it might not save me from everything, but that's what I'm working with right now.
I can honestly say I haven't done. I'm much on the same page with you on that one. I haven't done a walk-in in at least 2-3 years. Most of my clients are people that are direct referrals, or people that I've worked with for my entire tattoo career, which isn't very long, but I've only been tattooing 6 years, but I would say easily 85% of my clients are returning people or those that have been referred. So it's
Mm-hmm.
you get a lot more respect about your craft when you have someone who comes in for that type of work versus someone just walking in for whatever they see on the wall that they like.
Mm-hmm.
I got
Agreed.
a similar circumstances. Everybody I tattoo, I've know personally. I've preferred doing it that way, and I also agree there's a way bigger level of appreciation, and I just like having that bond with my clients.
That's what makes tattooing worth it, honestly, to me at least.
It's
You know, when I was at the first Worldwide Tattoo Conference in Rome, one of the questions I got to ask the panel was Jeff Gogway and Boris and Alex DePasse, Nick Baxter. I asked what was their favorite part of tattooing. And they all were, basically different variations of, the clientele and the types of clientele, the smartness of the clientele, the ideas from the clientele. It's basically the clientele. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Because, we could sit and paint like this all day, like this is stuff we could do. We have art as our main thing. I mean, really, we would, if we didn't love the people that we worked on, we would just paint on other things.
Mhm.
And
Paint on
negate
things that
that
don't
whole
talk
thing.
back.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that should be the first thing that's expressed. That's something that I used to tell my hair clients. I said, listen, just understand that I didn't get into hair to mess up yours. So this is something I do because I genuinely love doing it, and I want you to be skipping out of that door thrilled about the service and the experience you had. And I'll need you, though. I'll need you to work with me because this is a two-way street and you got to communicate, and I'm not a mind reader. So I think once you set the tone like that, people just kind of go, oh, yeah, cool. Like I can do that. And they kind of take the responsibility that is necessary for them to take in the interaction. And if they get shitty after that, then I mean, I've not had anybody come after me legally. It's kind of a hard thing to do when you're talking legal stuff. But as far as the rest, it's just like, oh, well, that's clear. We're just not going to work together anymore. Cool. That's fine. It doesn't always work. But yeah, I try to set tones really quickly and have a very thorough dialogue with people. And if they can't hack the thorough dialogue, then I'm just like, okay, I'm trying to put something on you forever and you don't even want to have a conversation. So we're not doing this. We're not doing this. But yeah, that's the way I kind of look after it. I feel like people are really good when it comes to that. They kind of understand. It's weird because in any other more crazy evasive thing, people tend to get keyed up more, and there's a lot more legal ramifications that they have behind them if things go wrong. But it's funny, they I don't know. I'm grateful they trust us because I try to be trustworthy.
It is pretty intense, the amount of effect you could have on somebody, and then how often tattooers don't either understand or if they understand, they don't take it seriously enough. But it is fun when obviously the tattooers are in tune with that and dig it, because that's where the memories of the experience lasting forever is really a something that's also unique for tattooing.
Yep. Oh, there's going to be a lot of them that outlive me. So that's pretty
Right.
amazing to think about. Yeah. And plus, when you embed pain with whatever you're marking, it fears it on a psychological level. That's why torture is such an effective breaking tool, is because it really mentally like grinds in. And so if you're like, you know, commenting on a moment or something like that with somebody and you're inflicting pain, it has that much more ability to seep into someone's psyche and really do hopefully wonderful things, but it also has the potential of doing a lot of damage. And I think if you're conscious of that, it's well, you should be if you're doing it. I think you should be conscious of that if you're doing it. You know, I take that very seriously. I have to tell my clients, you know, if they hit a wall, or if the pain's too much, or if it's, I'm like, guys, come on, you know, like, you don't have to do this today. Like, it doesn't have to be done today. Let's just park here and heal, atone, and come back later when we can have fun again. Because this isn't fun anymore.
Sometimes you get those clients, you just have to make them laugh while they're in the chair. I had that last night. I had a long-term client who was working on a giant floral snake piece, and we're preparing her for her wedding so that she can wear this dress and it shows off on her photos and stuff. And it was probably one of the longest sessions we've done. And there was at one point where she was just having a hard time, and she noticed a splatter of ink just slightly below the tattoo. She's like, look at you all making a mess. And I wipe, and it just makes this huge streak.
Oh my God, I love it.
I'm like, yeah, that's what you get.
Was it purple? Fucking purple, man.
It was purple. It was a beautiful purple, though.
It's always fucking purple that does that. I'm like, yep, it's always purple, man. Like,
What is
purple is an
going on with the
asshole.
purple?
It doesn't wipe away easily. I'm like, God damn it.
Deep reds do that too, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like the really dark, deep reds.
Mm-hmm.
To take like soap and scrub it.
Yeah.
Are anybody here movie people?
Yeah.
Okay, we need to identify this movie. This is a tattooer who I'm uploading here, but I don't know the name of this movie. Chrome open. No, I don't want to open up Chrome. I guess I'll just open up.
Trying to figure out how my screen's working here.
Okay. Oh shit. No. This here. Can you see this?
I
No.
can't.
No, that's because I'm sharing the wrong thing. Oh, I see what was going on. That was crazy. Sorry. Here we go. Okay, now it's coming. Okay.
That film. Oh, shit. It starts with a T.
Bill Murray in a boat?
No, it
No.
was it's a one-word title.
Chat room? Anybody?
Not sure.
See, this is so important for the
have to
keywords
get
too, right?
Remember the name.
Or is it lost? Is it lost in translation?
Ah,
Maybe it was two words.
I think that's
Lost-
true.
Lost in
I
translation.
I think we've got a winner.
Yeah. It wasn't, it was two words, but Lost in Translation, I think, is what that movie was, if I recall.
You have got the winner here. Well, I might as well. I'm going to screen share the Lost in Translation. Boom. There we go. Okay. Lost in Translation. Yeah. Nothing to do with the boat. What was the Bill Murray in the boat movie?
That's what I
That
thought.
was,
Lost in Translation.
which one was that?
There's a couple of them that I haven't seen yet, so I'm
Bill
waiting to
Murray
get
and-
sick so I can
I like
watch some more movies.
Aquatica or something.
Ah,
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I knew it was the one, that one was like, it started with an A. I think. So it's a weird recall that I got, man.
Hey, so I got something that is definitely a challenge coming up here. What's funny is this was done by probably one of the best artists I have ever worked with or met. He's also equally not a good person, but
Oh no.
yeah, this is like, I can't even believe this is his work, and it's on one of my friends, and it was done at the shop I worked at, and
Sí.
now I gotta fix it. And I think he's been all around, and everybody has told him no, they didn't want to touch it. But yeah,
Show us, show us, show us.
going on here.
Ah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a positive negative relationship for a tribal piece, but like when you start digging into it and segregating everything, it like just does not work out. And I guess like while it was being done, the guy was nodding out and everything, because he had some problems he was afflicted by.
You should get out to interstate and LA. So you're challenged with the cover up rework.
Yeah, so I think we're going with a cover up, and even though it's not my an expert spot, that I haven't really done too many biomech pieces, but I think that's probably the only way to kind of go at this one. It just
Yeah.
really sucks because everything I've been learning lately, like this piece is in the opposite directions of it, like with the flow, just getting those S curves in the upper arm. Been learning a lot, like how you want to keep it top heavy, but this one's heavy because there's a cover up involved in this too. He's got this tribal
Armband.
going on with it, but so I think like trying,
Could you plot that up again?
yeah.
This is where we do want to do the.
So I started segregating out just some bigger shapes, and this is what I got. Yeah, let me turn this.
I
You-
would,
Color, or you will use black?
So like
if
this
you've got
is
the,
what I've got so far, but here I'll turn it off and
But you're doing that in color, the color?
no, that was just, I like when I start off with stuff, I like going like yellow to keep everything nice and loose, and then I start tightening it up with blues, and then I'll go in with my blacks to finalize.
I do think biomech could work. If it's not something that you're necessarily into, you could cover it with like, you could integrate what you have there as kind of like a pattern that is on an object or on an element. Like you could do a whole skull head that has that kind of pattern on it.
Oh
And
wow. Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like you could do a lot of things with that and just utilize what's already there and kind of make it into its own kind of thing. Same thing could be done with an animal. Like it could be like a sacred animal with like glowing eyes or something like that that has like this neat kind of ruinous kind of like feature to it. I do a lot of cover up. So that's what I, or biomech, like you're going. Biomech does work for that because the fit and the flow is very, very similar to tribal. I think you're on a good path, but I would recommend like fleshing it out like completely, just for yourself. And I think that starting out with the shadowing, the light, where the light's gonna hit it, really thinking about your directional light in there, and flushing that out would be good before your client gets there. If nothing more than for yourself, just
Yeah,
because
no, Mesa.
you don't.
When I see such stuff like that, I see like a nighttime forest scene,
Yeah.
right? You can almost have like a galaxy in the background with the trees.
That could work.
the
That could work too. Yeah.
dark foreground with through the tribal cover up part. So that's but again, I don't ever draw anything. So.
No, I mean for that heavy band of what looks to be barbed wire, a tree scene would really work there. So you're not wrong.
Yeah,
And
wow.
there's enough light up on the shoulder there, like you could have like a moon in the background that's blasting out some sort of light or some sort of
I would definitely, if you've got a moment, anytime I approach a really, really tough tattoo cover up, or even if it's just for some reason got me stumped, I always go back, and I'm thankful for this, but I always go back to guys' seminars through the canon, just to kind of reiterate myself with the possibilities. And it kind of gives me that focus for approaching it differently, because I'm not a biomech person either. But I have done a few pieces that are biomech just because that's what the piece lended itself to. So always, like, if you're going into a style that you're not as familiar with, or it's not your typical go-to, but it would fit the piece better, definitely look into, what artists in that genre, especially with cover-ups, how they approach it, because how they approach it's going to be different than how you would normally. And so if you have that foresight to be able to look at that and then go, oh, okay, well, let me play with this a little bit. Typically it tends to lend itself a little bit more, to where you're not struggling with it.
Yeah,
Agreed.
that makes sense.
Agree.
Yeah, I've taken a couple different approaches to this one before I kind of settled on the biomech place, but I really like all your guys's things are really cool and definitely make sense. I'm having a tech problem right now. So I had a phone call come in while you guys were all talking, and now all of a sudden,
You can barely hear us.
no, I got like this strip of everybody's thing, but like my main screen is just stuck on like this schedule mode made easy thing for Zoom.
Are you on a computer?
Yeah.
I just click all the buttons and try not to click the wrong ones.
Okay. It's not working.
Oh man, I try to click all the buttons. That's awesome.
I do that regularly.
I'm sorry, I'm not as helpful as I could be sometimes with the tech.
Dude,
That is what I do. Like when shit doesn't work,
hey, that's how you learn too. That's how you learn best, is you click through it. Unfortunately for me, I don't have retention for my hacking skills. Like I'd have to be one of those people that like record myself as I'm like figuring it out to recall it later. Because no matter what happens, if I get in the same position, I rarely know what the hell I did to get myself out.
Yeah.
There
I'm
is
sorry, all
comedic
over.
value there, Gabe.
Figured it out.
I know. This is awesome.
the other tech secret, or I don't know if it's a secret or not, but if it's not working, just unplug like if all else fails and it's still not working, just unplug everything, replug it all back in, and then start it. And 80% of the time that'll work too. And every once in a while it's fun because I'll have clients that like really want to understand everything about it. So like, what, like with websites or whatever, how come the website's not working? Okay, I'll go in there, like the secure certificate's not connected or whatever. I basically renew it or I basically fucking hit it and then restart it, and then it works. And And then the OCD tattooer was like, well, what did you do? And I'm like, I don't know, I kicked it and restarted it. Well, yeah, but what was wrong with it? I'm like, what was wrong with it? I don't know what was wrong with it. Well, how do you know if you fixed it? Well, it's working now. Look, like when your car's not working and it's not turning over, okay, it didn't work. Then you kick it and then and it's going. You have no idea why it didn't go the first time. All you know is it's going now, and it'll keep going until it needs another kick.
That's kind of the best way for like people too. Like I find that
Give them a kick.
I reach well, yeah, like, well, no, it's for sleep. It's not kick. I mean, maybe kick something, but then you might hurt your foot. I think it's good to like walk away and
That's
start
way
another
cool.
day.
Yeah.
You do a puppy dog.
I have to leave. Thank you for the time. Thank you for
Adios, Paul. Thank you.
you. Bye.
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 Yeah, you know, I think that probably 80% of the world's problems could probably be solved if everyone took fucking a minute in between replying, you know, to think about the reply, to think about the repercussions of the reply, to think if that's really the repercussions they want from said reply. Maybe they could explore another reply or two instead of being like, fuck no, I don't want to do that. It's changing different. That's my initial reaction.
About the veil. Make a thumbnail for each reply.
Not turn off.
Well, I mean, ideally, you know, we would be thinking about 2 or 3 different
I'll
ways that
take
we could
you.
apply to things, right? And then choosing the appropriate path as opposed to the knee-jerk reaction. I mean,
I had a very similar situation happen this morning. I accidentally sent a reply that was only like two sentences, but I meant to delete it, and instead I sent it. And I before I went to go delete it, I was thinking to myself, I should probably touch back with this conversation before I react to this. And I touched back, and you know, I think I was halfway correct in having this reaction anyway. So when I sent him my actual reply, I apologized for the first, and I was like, listen, it did anger me a little bit, but I'm kind of responding to the fact that you're like wanting to push this process and make it happen, and you have this specific timeline that I don't really understand, and I'm not really willing to accommodate it because I'm not going to be forced to tattoo anyone or pushed into a timeline that utterly and completely makes zero sense for me when it's a lifetime thing that you're going to be dealing with here. So if we can get back into alignment with where, you know, where both of our heads and understandings of this process need to be, we can work together. But this is what you need to do next. And then from there, we can book tattoo time. But yeah, that exact thing happened to me this morning. That's funny that you guys should bring that up. And I was so mortified that like it sent instead of like, because I literally meant in that moment to touch back to the conversation, read what we had written like a few months ago, and then respond, knowing what had happened prior, and totally sent the reply. And I'm just gonna have to brace the hit of that. But whatever, man, we're not working together quite yet. So if all goes off the rails and he can't appreciate the fact that I'm a human being that has a life, then we're not meant to work together anyway. So I'm human, for Christ's sake.
100%. Hey, Ricardo, welcome. Don't look at us, look at the road.
Oh
my God.
You got your headphones though.
Yeah, I do. Can you hear me very well?
We can hear you, yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, I've got the headphones, the magic headphones, man.
Not as magic in the car, but it works.
Well, that's the thing. Like I think I tried to turn it off of the car speaker, but oh well.
It's
I'm
all
not
good.
doing it. And I can't really like quite see everything that's going on.
Well, that's okay. So where are you driving to? What do you have going on?
So trying to work today. I had to go back to my house though because I woke up late and was in a scramble. So like I'm just trying to get some stuff going and get to work, man. I got a couple appointments today. back into the groove of things. I mean, the Paradise BYOB last weekend. What's going on this morning?
Oh, is this your first tattoo back, or?
No, I've done a few tattoos.
Yeah. So you're fine. You're breaking up a little bit. I think you're breaking up a little bit.
Sorry about that.
Oh,
On the
good.
watch.
Yeah. So we've got so it's quarter after. People want to go for another 15 minutes, maybe, or what's
I actually have to roll. My boyfriend was just trying to call me. He's up in Pulaski, New York, salmon fishing right now, and I'm sure he's like wanting to say good morning. So good morning to all of you. It was great to talk with everyone. And yeah, I'm gonna shove off. Have a great day.
Cheers.
Bye,
Cheers.
Amy.
Hi.
Bye. Good hearing you.
Yeah, you
Bye.
too. Bye.
Bye.
I also have to get running. I've got a doctor's appointment to get to.
Perfect. Sounds like a good plan. Why don't we go real quick, and everyone who has a good internet connection, let us know, let the viewers know how they could find you. Starting with you, Sean.
Yeah, I'm forget what I had on my thing. I'm Sean Alt. I'm from Alt Custom Art and Design. It's pretty much what my thing is on Instagram. Just DM me for bookings.
Now, what part of the world are you in?
Oshkosh, Wisconsin, unfortunately.
Wisconsin. Oh, no.
Yeah, I was born in California and raised in
Oh.
Hawaii and somehow got stuck here.
Okay. From California to Hawaii to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
We'll have to have an interview about that someday. Oh, shit. Or maybe not. Melissa.
So you can find me on Instagram at MAC_MISSA. My shop is located out in Staten, Oregon. West Coaster, so it's pretty early here. My books are finally open, but it's still a long wait. So find me there. From there, it'll direct you to the lovely website.
Awesome. Okay, let's give it a go, Ricardo.
All right. My name is Ricardo Sturdivant. I work at Candor Tattoo in Normal, Illinois. You can find me on Instagram under Candor Tattoo. It's CANDOR Tattoo. On Reinventing the Tattoo app under Ricardo Sturdivant. And I host Tuesday mornings drawings classes at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on Reinventing. Make sure and catch us, try and zoom in, watch us on YouTube, but try and join in, jump in on the classes, and let's have some conversation when I have some good internet connection and I'm not driving.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, thank you very much. And I'd like to thank everybody for watching. On behalf of Reinventing the Tattoo, I'm Gabe Ripley. I do computer stuff, and I am taking some new clients, GabeRipley.com, for a free 15-minute consultation about business or techie stuff. Courses.reinventingthetattoo.com for all of your, I don't want to say art and tattoo because guys, very clearly tattoos are art, but for all of your art